All right, so what if you may think about Manning for mayor, but let me say this, that I have actually signed the diploma certificate for 500 students that graduated from the school that God gave me the wisdom and the ability to found, to finance, to establish, to train, to hire the teachers, to provide them with insurance, to provide the students with insurance, to provide a warm place for them to gather, seating, the supplies that they need from Staples, pens, and meals that they need to eat. I've graduated 500. I've signed the certificate. I did. 500 students that from a school that I started, right? And I didn't ask the city for one red cent, not $1, not one dime. Did I ask the city of New York, federal government, the state of New York, anybody else? We did it with the tithe and the offering. And some students gave some tuition. I have, and I should say we, the ATLAH Church, cooks, servants, have served 2 million, now more than 2 million meals from this building that I'm sitting in right now. More than 2 million meals from this building I'm sitting in right now. And I never asked, well, at one point we did get some help from the city, I should say that. It was a brief time, maybe like a month or so. After that, the bulk, the 2 million, the 1,999,000 of the meals that we served, the monies came out of our tithe and offering basket. 2 million meals. And it's probably more than that. It probably more than that. I baptized over 1,000 people. Many of them sick with AIDS, many of them crack addicted. But I baptized them and took them down in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the blessed Holy Ghost, the way Jesus taught in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 28. I baptized 1,000. And we did it all we've housed homeless by the thousands. We did it all without government help or government assistance. Just with the offering basket, the tithe and the offering. The tithe and the offering is how we've done that work. Now, I want to take those principles that I've learned over the past 40 years, I want to take them down to City Hall. And I'm going to eradicate homelessness in New York. And I can do it. I've terminated homelessness among hundreds of people. I've terminated their homelessness and taught them how to fish for themselves, how to get their own homes. I know how to do it. I'm going to take it down to City Hall. The education process, someone wrote the other day that I was going to take a Christian-based education system down to City Hall. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We'll keep the government and the church separate. But I will bring the curriculum that God gave me, called the BAD curriculum, to the New York City school system, and we're going to start graduating scholars. Within the first 2 years of, I think we're number 36, or number 24, or number 36. I think it's 24, 22. We're number 22 on the nations that produce the smartest, most intellectual students. We're down 22. There are 22 other nations that do better than we do in the school system. 22 other nations that do better than we do here in Great America. Within the first 2 years, when that poll is taken again with the systems and the love that I'm going to bring to the New York City education system, I will raise that by at least 10 points. We'll be at number 12 starting the third year of my leadership as the mayor of New York. We'll move from 22 to 12. Now, I pray my numbers are correct, but we're way down. We're way down. And by the time I finish my first term, because I'm only going to serve one term, I think, by the time I finish my first term, 4 years, we should be somewhere around number 5 or number 3. Now, you say, Pastor, why don't you just go for number 1? Being number 1, we got some pretty smart nations out there to do it. They've been doing this a whole lot longer than we have thought about doing it. But I think I can move us up at least 17 to 20 points from where we are right now in terms of New York City education. You say, well, Pastor, that's national charts. Yeah, but I'm going to differentiate the nation's education score on an international scale and look at New York only. And as you know, transgender tribulation Trump is now destroying the Department of Education, which I think is a grave mistake. Because a large number of the work and effort of the Department of Education is to deal with a lot of underprivileged students, a lot of disability students, a lot of underprivileged neighborhoods and communities and rural areas. And I just see it as a big mistake, but that's another argument. But I do want to say this regarding education, that we will raise New York's standard we'll be comparing with China and with India and some of the other nations as well. So those are some things I wanted to be able to express, and to solicit your support. We need donations. They're going to pour millions. Elon Musk poured out $20 million for a race in Wisconsin the last month, where Susan Crawford was running against this judge named Shekel. I believe that's his correct name. At any rate, he poured $20 million. I don't want to just speak things into existence on this regard, but once I'm on the ballot and they know about it, the big money donors are probably going to pour millions of dollars to try to attack me and bring me down. And I'm going to have to depend upon you. You're not a millionaire. You're not a thousandaire. You're just regular Joe Blow. But I'm going to have to depend on you by the thousands to make $20 donations, $40 donations, $7 donations, $12 donations. I'm going to have to depend on y'all by the thousands to fight the big money that's going to be poured into the candidates that are against me and that will be against me. So you need to start giving, and you need to start giving now. And you need to understand the processes of what I'm going to do as the mayor of the city of New York. It's going to be a joyful time. And if you go to our website where it says campaign videos and just look at the interaction that I'm having with people out on the campaign trail, and you'll see that that people really want me to be the mayor. But you got to, big money is going to come at me. The corporations are not going to give. The major, probably the Republican Party is not going to give. Trump is probably going to tell them, dump Manning. Trump is going to tell them, put Eric Adams back in there. Trump and Elon Musk will probably put millions of dollars behind Eric Adams, even though he's flawed. Trump will put money behind a Democrat, as John Messervides did going back a couple of general elections ago. So the Republican Party probably not going to, and some will come, Republican people, they're going to come by the tens of thousands. The Republican people are going to come by the tens of thousands. But the Republican Party and Trump probably going to put millions of dollars behind Eric Adams. You need to start giving now. Though our website has some problems with the policy, if you're reading it, go to our website and start donating now. Go to our website and start donating, because millions of dollars, Trump going to put millions of dollars behind Eric Adams to get him back in again. You know he's going to do it. And for every Republican, listen to me, knowing that Eric Adams is a dyed-in-the-wool liberal Democrat, and yet Trump is going to give millions of dollars to Eric Adams, even though the Campaign Finance Matching Funds Committee have said they're not going to give Eric Adams any money. He doesn't care, because he knows they're going to get all the money he needs from Trump. You need to start. I'm depending on $5, $12, $7, $20, $100, $200. I'm depending on you. But start now. Don't wait till next week or next hour. Go to Manning for Mayor now and start donating. And to tell everybody else, start donating. No matter where you live. If you live in Phoenix, or if you live in Chicago, if you live in, Santa Fe, wherever, it doesn't matter. You can't vote here in New York, but you can donate. You can donate. Go and start donating now, because it's needed now.